guys. More questions? Yes, please.
Okay. Since you're talking about women's rights and all that, you raised in Saudi Arabia.
I was born there. I went my whole life in Saudi, went to high school here in Bahrain, and then went to university and grad school in the States.
Okay, so that's pretty dangerous to Saudi Arabia. I mean, I realize, Aramco is kind of a bubble in the ocean of misogyny. But
that's perfect. Can I use that one day?
Sure. So, did you ever get in trouble with the authorities?
God, by the Matawa, yes. Like every week of my life. It's really hard there. And 1 week the Matawas will tell you if I'm wearing an abaya, just throw it on over my clothes and like a scarf over my hair. You're not Saudi. You're insulting our national dress. Take it off. And then the next week, okay, fine. I go to Kobar and I'm not wearing that. What are you doing? You harlot. How dare you come into the streets like this? So it's like you get schizophrenic here, and it makes you incredibly. I try to explain this to men. You guys can completely intellectually understand what we go through as women, but you'll never actually understand it. The looks that you get as a woman. And again, I've never worn a full abaya, so I don't know if that changes things or what it does, but just when I do go to Kobar, and even here in Bahrain, the looks you get of hatred and disgust. And I know a lot of people here think that since I'm a Western woman, I'm of course a prostitute, I'm easy. It's very, very awful, and I did get in trouble a lot in Saudi Arabia.
Now, what about your activities, though? I mean, in particular, not just being a woman, but being an activist.
Oh, no, I'm just moving there now. I left Saudi when I was 18. And so I was a loudmouth feminist from the time I was born, but I wasn't an official activist. I was just in high school. But I would get in screaming matches with Matawas. My dad has gotten calls from Matawas, and Aramco puts, black marks on your dad's name because his daughter, he can't control his daughter. So nothing official. I've never gotten in official trouble, but I'll talk to you again in like 2 months once I've lived there for a day, and I'm sure that will have changed. He's scared. He's the one who has to go with me to the streets of Kobar. But I am working on it actually personally, because I think it's not a type of place where you can just scream. In the States that might be more understood, but here more good will be done if I can rein it in a little bit and speak rationally, or else a lot of people will just say, she's a woman. That's a perfect example. They're too emotional to be leaders or to be in government. So I'm gonna try my hardest.
Is your dad still there?
Yeah.
Is he worried about you coming?
No, he wants to get fired. He's worked for Remco for like 35 years now. No, he does. Because if they fire him, then he gets all his full benefits when he can leave 2 years early. So he's like planning for me to get in trouble. Anybody else have anything to say? Cody, you had your hand raised earlier. Were you going to say something?
Oh, I was talking about the Article 9 and how that came back to a point earlier of saying, is it good to get women involved in the capitalist machine, or is the first thing you have to do remove the capitalist machine before you can have an effective, women's liberation movement?
Yeah, definitely. It can't be done just as one pillar. The whole thing needs to be changed.
Well, I mean, speaking of the capitalist machine, the other day I saw an ad in Adlia, these ads on the south side of the road. It's actually a Burger King ad with a Whopper, and there's a slogan that goes, "Only for men."
Yeah.
And it was just.
Now we're getting into a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
It is very popular in our generation to discuss this. Women in the States, and I think it's becoming more prevalent here in the Middle East, or in Bahrain, I should say, we're not allowed to eat. Okay, when I came here a year and a half ago, this is what I look like. All of my Bahraini women friends, oh my God, you look sick, you need to eat, you're so skinny, you look disgusting. In the States, Tasha, you might want to lose like 10 pounds, You're looking a little heavy lately. So, just like another point of how women's bodies are public property. We're not individual people. My body exists to make every man happy. So yeah, women were not allowed to eat. We're supposed to be scrawny little things.
It's not only that, it's also because the Whopper is supposed to look tough,
Yeah, it does say manly. It's a manly sandwich on the advertisement.
Well, trust me, you don't want to eat it. You're lucky that it's for men.
I'm vegan. I don't eat anything like that. You guys, I made these handouts for you all if you want to take them.
For free?
Yeah, of course. Free stuff.
One thing that Cody mentioned about Article 9, and you probably remember it being from living in the States, is in the 70s, in the midst of the women's rights movement, the advertisement for Virginia Slim cigarettes was, "You've come a long way, baby, to get where you've got to today." And so now women could smoke these cigarettes and die of cancer.
First of all, if we'd really come a long way, nobody would be calling us baby anymore. It's something that I struggle with when people say, "Oh dear" and "honey." I'm like, would you call that to Cody if you saw him? No, but I'm a woman, so. Wow, we should we can talk about this forever. It's so fun. All right, you guys want to take one of these, and you can maybe flip through it, and if we have time, if you have any more questions.
Thank you, Natasha. For
Oh,
your
thank
talk.
you guys.